Hey Cloud Gamers, today I'm going to talk to you about Loudplay. What is Loudplay? It's like a Russian shadow PC, or more similar to maximum settings actually. And if you don't know what they are, essentially they are virtual computers in the cloud. And the reason why Loudplay is more like maximum settings is because it's on a pay per hour basis. Fortunately for you, if you do want to try this, it does have an hour free, but you do have to bind a card to the process. Don't worry though, it is a legit service. I know that people have their hang-ups about Russian services, but this one is very well done. Now, they don't have their own ping system or speed test currently, but what you can do, and this is pretty close, is go to speedtest.net, go to the server selection and change the server, and select Moscow, and for me it's the top one. The moscow.dom.ru is the closest to their server, and do a speed test here. The speed and upload is not so relevant, but what you are wanting to pay attention to is that ping number. So I'm in the UK testing this, so a ping of 50 milliseconds is not fantastic, but it's also not the end of the world, as you'll see as we come on to some testing in a little while. Loudplay uses clients. You'll need a client on your Windows or Mac. I've tested this on both PC and Mac. They do also have an Android app, and it does seem to work very well. Like Shadow PC here, they actually have their own client, which you can see here. Now you've got the choice of running one of these kind of pre-built rigs which have one of the games already installed, or you can just start your own PC from scratch and you will just get a blank PC. Price wise, as I said, it is pay per hour, and the price that you see here is in Russian ruble. Now for comparison, that's around 50 cents to 100 ruble. For me, I bought the 10-hour pack and that cost me just over £4.50 in the UK, so about $5 in the US for 10 hours. If you do happen to jump in and you do want to purchase some of the time, please use the referral code in the description below and you will get double the hours, and we'll also get some extra time so we can test the rigs further in future. Now their client does work very well. You'll see here that all the settings are actually in Russian, which is a little bit annoying, but if you press Ctrl 1 for the pop-up, which you'll see shortly, it does give you the options in English, and the fact that you've got this floating button that you can move around does make life quite a lot easier as well. Now most of them are quite obvious as you go through what they may be. So the top one is windowed or unwindowed mode, the second one is the bitrate, third one is the preferred resolution. So you can see the options there quite clearly. It's very simple to use, the bottom one being quit obviously. And you can also show the timer on your minutes, and they've also got this nice debug overlay which shows you all the stats. And you can see here that the frame interval is pretty good. The client and encoder and decoder times are a little bit higher. The network time is the major one that you want to pay attention to, as that is your ping. So I was getting a 33 ping with about a 40 millisecond decode, which means really I've got a full latency of around 70 milliseconds. So the closer you are to Russia, obviously the better that's going to be. But from the UK it is still usable just about. One thing to note is obviously it's a Windows machine, but everything's in Russian. They do have the option to change the language quite quickly from the desktop there to switch it to English. But things like Steam and stuff are not that simple, which I'll come on to very quickly. Steam, what you'll need to do is look this up, or very quickly for here, you can come and it's the fourth option down and the first drop down to then switch your language in Steam. Even though your language settings and region are set to English on the server, unfortunately Steam doesn't abide by that and you have to reset it individually on Steam. Looking at the machine, although the stats look fairly impressive, it is a shared system, so when it says 16 core, you've actually only got 6 available to you, and although it says an NVIDIA RTX 6000, because it's portioned, you are really only getting something similar to a 1060 from the GTX range. Showing a bit of Cyberpunk 2077 gameplay here then, but you can see here this is running in the client itself, and we're getting around 20 to 30 frames per second when we're whizzing around quite fast. And this is running on medium settings, and as we go into the city we've put the DLSS on performance and we're getting 20 to 30 frames per second. So we will need to tweak those settings down from the low to medium to get the better frames per second. but overall it does still play quite well. I've actually got an Xbox Series X controller hooked up for this, so it did get detected straight away with no issues. So playing with a controller on their client plays very well. I did notice a very small amount of input lag, but that's to be expected with a known 70 millisecond ping. Recording directly from the client, you can see that that quality is not too bad, even though it's only capped at around 20 to 30 megabits per second. You may be wondering, what about Parsec? Is that going to be better? And as you can see here, actually no, Parsec was a lot worse for me. The input lag was horrible, and just the quality of the stream also was just not very nice. You can see it gets really grainy as you start moving around. So I was actually very disappointed in Parsec as an option here. But Cyberpunk was more than playable. Now, one game that we always get asked about how well it performs is the infamous GTA V. Now, I did have to download this on the rig because obviously I picked the Cyberpunk rig for this. And you can see that the download speed is around 30 megabits per second, so it took around 10-15 minutes. So do expect to take some of that time that you're playing for downloading games if you haven't picked one of the games that you want to play directly from that PC. You can see here playing GTA V, this was on medium to high settings, pretty much all medium with the anti-aliasing etc. turned off, and you can see that it's actually played quite well. I did get the occasional glitch in the stream, which I didn't seem to get playing Cyberpunk, but I did get it a few times on GTA. Now I'm not sure why this is, whether it's more intensive for the CPU. You can definitely see the CPU getting quite high here, and that's when we get that issue, because obviously the CPU is also being used to decode the stream. So if you do start getting issues with your stream, then it may be worth going in and tweaking down your settings in game, just to give that CPU a bit of room to sort out your encoding. I'll leave you with a bit of gameplay of the GTA V here as we're moving around. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, stay up to date with all the latest across all cloud gaming platforms, and we will see you next time.
No, leave me out your shit, man.
Oh, no. We can make boku bucks here, man. We get one picture of her hairy legs or her aging muff, and we are in the money, man. I'll get the shot. Go! Get us right up alongside that limo. Let's go. Get in her face, man. Oh, you're human. You bitch. Go! Invade that bitch across, man! I can't get this shot from here!
Yeah, I got it.
Come on, I can't shoot shit from here! Give me something! Anything! Oh, stop pretending to cry!